俺物語
Hey world, it's Shira. It's been forever and a day, but today I want to talk to you about the movie Ore Monogatari. Yay! As you may or may not know, it's based on a manga and anime of the same name. I went to watch it yesterday, and I was kind of disappointed. Okay, so the basic premise of the story, if you don't know, is a high school boy named Goda Takeshi is kind of huge and strong and a man's man, and all the boys are like madly in love with him. Well, not in love, but you know, they really, really look up to him and they love him as a friend and whatever. But he's very unsuccessful in love. All the girls he's ever had a crush on ended up confessing to his much more typically handsome ikemen friend and rejected by him too. So bad all around. One day, though, he ends up saving this girl from a man who's harassing her, and this weird love triangle begins. Takeo thinks that the girl is in love with his friend, when in fact she's very much in love with him. Now, why was the movie unsuccessful? So the movie was unsuccessful to me because it focused on the least important part of the story, in my opinion. It focused on the trying to get the girl part, or in this case, the girl trying to get the guy. Takeo being this selfless... Really? New apartment! New noises. Okay. So, Takeo is this selfless, kind, unrealistic person, and he basically sacrifices his love for the girl, Rinko, because he wants her to be happy with Suna, his best friend, when in fact they're not interested in each other, like, at all. In the anime, at least, I haven't read the manga, but in the anime at least, it seems like that thing gets resolved within 2 episodes. It's a 25 episode, anime, and that thing gets resolved in the very beginning. Basically, the focus of the story, in the anime at least, is of their love story and not so much trying to become a couple. Like, their jealousy towards each other and insecurities, lack of confidence, those types of things, which is a lot more fun and more entertaining, especially since they're they go really well together. And in the movie, they decided to stick to the very basic, boring, regular love story trope of just trying to get to the person, and the rest is less important. And I was really, really bummed out by that. On top of that, the acting was kind of... like, the guy that plays Takeo is Suzuki Ryohei. And I've seen him in other dramas. He was in Hanakimi and stuff. He's pretty handsome regularly, so it's kind of funny to see him with like the massive sideburns and the massive eyebrows and whatever. He does a really good job. He portrays Takeo really well. He's believable as the character. He's over the top, but he's sweet, and you really like him. Naganome is Rinko, Yamato Rinko, and she also does a really good job. She's actually a 16-year-old girl, so she doesn't have to work as hard, I guess. Yeah, she's very sweet, but she's not annoying sweet. She doesn't have an annoying, cutesy voice. She's just trying really, really hard to get the guy that she likes, and she has good friends. She's a believable high school student, probably because she is a real high school student. The weakest link would be Suna, played by Sakaguchi Kentaro. He's a pretty guy, I guess. At the end, his hair was just a mess, but he's a handsome dude. But that's just not enough. That character, I think, is really hard to portray when you think about, like, he seems very cold and distant, and he's very quiet and studious, but in reality he's like the best of friends, and he looks out for Takeo any way he can. And you just didn't see that. Like, he was just kind of there, which I guess is similar to the original, but in the original he wasn't, he had more to him. Like, even when he was just there, you saw that he was like listening, or he had some input in there. I don't know. The acting guy was so bad. It was really hard. Like, I could not relate to him at all. Like, not as a friend, not as anything. And all the girls falling madly in love with him, I just didn't get it. Like, yeah, he's a pretty face, but he had no aura around him that you're like, oh yeah, I get it type thing. It wasn't like that. Finally, just the pacing of the story was bad. It seems to be a running theme with Japanese movies that are romantic comedies based on anime or manga. It's just they don't know how to create this smooth storyline, mainly because these stories tend to be more of like years and years of build up. So even Ore Monogatari was like a 3 year story, I think, almost. Right? They go from first year of high school, second year, third year. So it's this massive storyline that they try to congest to this 2 hour frame, and it just doesn't work. They kind of pick and choose these events that they need the characters to go through without having any connection, and it's just really, you feel like you're watching like a trailer or like zapping through the episodes, you know? It's really disturbing. Well, disturbing, it's not disruptive. It's really disruptive to the story. You can't connect to anything. You're like, oh, they took it from episode 5, and oh, they took this from episode 12, and I mean, that's so lame. But there are some good things. Let's go with some good things. So like we mentioned, the character of Takeo and Rinko were really good, and the styling of the movie was really pretty. Like, I don't know where they filmed it, and I really want to know, because all the areas they chose were really pretty, and the colors were really vibrant and fresh, and really like made you feel youth type thing, which was kind of funny. The cakes were beautiful, and that's really important, I think, for this. And I was really, really, really bummed that many of the good scenes ended up being in the credits. Like, they had the little window, the small scenes while they were rolling credits, and that was all the post couples scenes, and it was way more entertaining and way funnier than this drama that they create of misunderstandings. And it was why Japan? No, really, I don't understand. I don't get it. Why would you go for the most boring, bland version that you can possibly do? Like, the same time of year they release like 2 or 3 more romantic, movies based on shoujo manga, and none of them have anything unique to say anymore, because they just strip them down to the bare boy tries to get girl, or girl tries to get boy, or whatever, and that's it, as opposed to bring out the actual part where that particular story stands out. If I had a star system or whatever, I would give it like a 2 out of 5 or something, which is kind of sad. Because I sat there and I guess I was entertained, but it's the type of movie that just made me sad, because I know it could have been, and it should have been better. It should have been better. The source material was way better, and it was still adaptable. It's just, yeah. So, what do you think? Have you read the manga or watched the anime? Are you planning on watching the movie? Yes, no, tell me why below. And yeah, tell me what else you'd like to see me review and or talk about. Thank you. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, do all of that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.